We've been looking at this damn thing all wrong. We got to change our perspective dramatically. The majority of people in our community, we still think we're on his land. We're not seeing it as ours. We're not taking advantage of it. It's time that we do that. And that's happening right here. So we encourage people to become more organized. Not reactionary. Being reactionary will get you killed. Being organized will make you successful. If you can channel your emotions that you would have about the negative stuff that can happen to our people, if you can channel that now before it happens into organization, guess what? It won't happen. Channel that now. Don't wait for another black child to be killed. Don't wait for another police to shoot our people. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait for them to run into our community and then get reactionary all of a sudden. And you're going to do something about it. And they've been plotting and planning every single day of their life to keep you in slavery. You got to take the energy and the emotion and channel that now into becoming an organized force. Become an organized force. Come out, but we got to come out of our romantic idealisms of revolution. Every person can play a position effective in revolution. You don't have to be Arnold Schwarzenegger or Rambo. A lot of times there was one man, even in Hollywood, that was some one man shit. From the grandmama to the smallest child to the feeble, you follow, can play a strong position in revolution based on effective organization. The individualistic Rambo mentality must be destroyed. Small positions are greater than the egotistical ones. Do you know what I'm saying? We don't reverence the small position. Say, we just need you to send us out and do this little work, blah, blah. No, I want to be Rambo. I'm ready. We don't need that. Just send out the email. I'm ready. Come on, brother. You send that email out. I'm ready to die right now. You ready to die, brother. We're trying to get 10 emails out today. Can we get that?
We can die tomorrow.
As soon as the police pull up in front of the house, then back it in the garbage. They hide in the garbage can.
What you doing? Sending out emails.
You hear what I'm saying? We got to get away from the super romanticized. You know, it was times where I had my children on security, and it was effective. It don't take much. You could fight the revolution in a wheelchair. Look at Professor X and X-Men. Real talk. You could fight a revolution in a wheelchair. Some people don't want to hear that because they believe in this whole physical thing. They believe it's all out here. They don't realize this. Small moves are very important. Some people have such a grandiose idea about what they can do. And they're right. They can do all of that. But what do you need? What's important? This revolution that happened in Egypt, all people doing was on Facebook and Twitter. They're not talking about people who went to school for social science and social engineers and they said they just got on Facebook and said, look, we need to do this shit. Real simple. So it's simpler than the fearful make it look. The fearful make it look complicated. And they die with bazookas that they never used. They die with AKs that never been fired. Right? They die with training and gun range training, but they have not even accomplished the minimum of this. Because they've overcomplicated it. They 50 billion times more trained than their enemies are. But some little white woman gonna have their big ass in handcuffs. Literally. Big as hell, can't even fit in their handcuffs. Okay, ma'am. Do you hear me? I just seen martial artists submit to being took down by little white women. Training every goddamn day. White woman put her knee in his back. Come on, sir. I'm just keeping it real. So we got to get, like they said back in the 90s, don't believe the hype. Come out of the hype. People come up here hyped up into the hype. And if they don't see the hype, but a lot of times where you see all the hype, you don't see nothing happening but some money being exchanged. Everybody got a nice uniform on in a nice secure building. You know what I'm saying? Lecture's over, the building closed. It's hype. But when you look at that community, nothing's being done. They're not making no real movement to create nothing in their community. They're not taking over nothing, doing nothing. So those hype things, we need to separate the hype from the reality. Hype revolution does not create change. In the 60s, there was a lot of hype. What the Honorable Elijah Muhammad did was more successful than what all the Black Panthers did. Do you follow what I'm saying? It's a fact. Because something was actually being established. They was sensational. We got all these guns, but there was not a significant enough of killings. You follow what I'm saying? For the amount of guns they had. And people that got shot, they said, I didn't do it. His friend, it was a friendly fire. So the guns they had they didn't even shoot.
Props.
Hype. Sometimes they win, the guns was not even loaded. But they come to us and say, y'all ain't got no guns. Y'all can't be no revolution. I don't see nobody walking around with guns. It's hype. People got guns and they paying rent. Turn that gun on your landlord and tell him it's my house. What are you going to use the gun for? When are you going to use it? You know what you're going to use it? To assassinate another Malcolm. You got guns for niggas. They got guns for black people. Black guns for black people. They're not going to use the guns on the European. Go out there with your guns and tell them, go into the police station and tell them this is our community now. We don't need you no more. They're not going to do that. They're going to keep going, paying to go down to the gun range. Right? Standing next to Whitey. How do I do this? Let me show you. Aryan Nation showing them how to shoot. Huh? Who won the gun ranges?
Wow.
Black Turkeys.
Come on. Let me show you that. I don't like niggers, but you're not holding it right. It's a fact. So what's all this for? It's hype. But if I go to their house and tell them you full of hype, they're going to be ready to pop me. So we got to get past the hype of revolution and get down to the center. That's a fact. They said, okay, y'all gonna deal with the United States military. Y'all don't need all these guns and weapons. They got all these guns. But unless they gonna blow shit up, they lost at close combat. You understand what I'm saying? And if you don't spray the whole house up, you ain't got no chance. You feel me? And if you gonna do that, we ain't got to worry about that anyway. You ain't got to worry about the extreme methods of your enemy to destroy you. He won there anyway, right? Period. Whether you train or don't train, whether you got this or don't have that. If they drop a bomb, that's it, right? Who's sitting worried about that? You know what I'm saying? They just spending time worried about stuff that's just not even rational. Okay, he dropped the bomb. We did. Okay. But anything short of that, you're going to have a problem. You ain't going to be able to run up in here with no guns. You get cut. You ain't got even got room. You can't reach your arms out long enough. Do you hear what I'm saying? In the police event I saw where they shot the police in Detroit, He came into the police station, rolled over the counter, and popped him in close combat. Close combat. They don't know what to do with a gun in close combat. Unless you a sitting target and they shooting you in the back of the head. 80% of police weapons are not even used. Wow. That's hype too. It's hype that our enemies are more powerful than they are. They're not. Everybody has a game or a strategy where they can be successful. But then they have blind spots and weak spots. That's just the way the universe works. But we want to give it all over to white supremacy because we believe in them. So we're defeated before we even start at anything. I got to ask, how much do you want freedom?